Chapter 1, The Birth of a Legend, 1769. Napoleon Bonaparte was born on August 15, 1769, during a fierce storm on the island of Corsica. The tumultuous weather seemed a fitting prelude to the life of a man who would shake the foundations of Europe. His mother, Letizia, cradled her newborn son as the winds howled outside, and his father, Carlo, declared that this child would change the world. The modest home was a humble beginning for a boy destined for greatness. Even as an infant, Napoleon's intense gaze and determined spirit set him apart from his siblings. Corsica, with its rugged terrain and proud people, would instill in him a sense of resilience and ambition that would define his future. Chapter 2, The Rise of a Scholar, 1779. At the age of 10, Napoleon was sent to the military academy in Brienne, France. His father believed in the power of education and saw the academy as the key to Napoleon's future. Napoleon, small and foreign, faced ridicule from his peers, but he quickly proved his mettle through sheer determination and intellectual prowess. He buried himself in his studies, mastering subjects from mathematics to history, and emerged as one of the top students. His instructors recognized his potential, seeing in him the qualities of a great leader. Napoleon's ambition was clear. He aimed to rise through the ranks and make a name for himself in the military. Chapter 3, The Battle of Toulon, 1793. Napoleon's first significant military engagement came in 1793 at the Siege of Toulon. The young lieutenant's brilliant strategy led to a crucial victory against the British, earning him the rank of brigadier general at just 24. This triumph was the first step in his meteoric rise through the military hierarchy. On the battlefield, Napoleon demonstrated an uncanny ability to anticipate the enemy's moves and exploit their weaknesses. His leadership inspired his troops, and his reputation as a tactical genius began to spread. Toulon was more than a victory, it was a statement that a new power had emerged in France. Chapter 4, The Italian Campaign, 1796. In 1796, Napoleon took command of the French army in Italy. His innovative tactics and relentless drive led to a series of stunning victories against the Austrian forces. The Italian campaign showcased his military brilliance and solidified his reputation as one of Europe's foremost generals. Napoleon's soldiers revered him, drawn by his charisma and confidence. He turned ragged, demoralized troops into a formidable force, capturing city after city. The campaign not only expanded French territory but also filled the coffers of the French treasury, funding further military endeavors. Chapter 5, The Egyptian Adventure, 1798. In 1798, Napoleon embarked on an ambitious campaign to conquer Egypt, aiming to disrupt British trade routes and establish French influence in the Middle East. Initially, his forces secured several victories, including the famous Battle of the Pyramids. However, the campaign faced severe challenges, from the harsh desert conditions to the British naval blockade led by Admiral Nelson. Despite these setbacks, the Egyptian campaign was significant for its scientific achievements. Napoleon brought with him scholars who documented ancient Egyptian civilization, leading to the discovery of the Rosetta Stone. This blend of military and scientific endeavor showcased Napoleon's multifaceted vision of conquest. Chapter 6, Coup of 18 Brumaire, 1799. On November 9, 1799, Napoleon executed a coup d'état, known as the Coup of 18 Brumaire, overthrowing the French Directory and establishing the consulate. With the support of key political and military figures, he dismantled the existing government structure and positioned himself as the first consul, wielding supreme power. The coup was a masterstroke of political maneuvering. Napoleon's decisive action and strategic alliances ensured a swift and largely bloodless transition of power. France, weary of political instability, welcomed the promise of order and strength under Napoleon's leadership. Chapter 7, Emperor of the French, 1804. In 1804, Napoleon crowned himself Emperor of the French in a lavish ceremony at Notre Dame Cathedral. This act marked the culmination of his rise to absolute power and the beginning of a new empire. As emperor, Napoleon implemented sweeping reforms, including the Napoleonic Code, which modernized French law and administration. The coronation was a grand spectacle, symbolizing Napoleon's complete control over France. His reforms reshaped French society, promoting meritocracy and centralizing authority. The emperor's vision extended beyond France, as he sought to create a European empire under his rule. Chapter 8, The Battle of Austerlitz, 1805. The Battle of Austerlitz, fought on December 2, 1805, is considered Napoleon's greatest military triumph. Facing the combined forces of Russia and Austria, Napoleon's strategic brilliance resulted in a decisive victory. The battle, also known as the Battle of the Three Emperors, cemented his reputation as an unparalleled military leader. Napoleon's ability to outmaneuver his enemies and exploit their weaknesses was on full display. The victory at Austerlitz not only demonstrated his tactical genius but also solidified his dominance in Europe. It was a high point in his career, showcasing his ability to command and inspire his troops. Chapter 9, The Russian Campaign, 1812. In 1812, Napoleon embarked on a campaign to conquer Russia. His Grand Army, one of the largest forces ever assembled, marched into Russia with high expectations. However, the campaign turned disastrous due to the harsh winter, logistical challenges, and the scorched earth tactics employed by the Russians. The retreat from Moscow was a harrowing experience, with thousands of soldiers succumbing to starvation, cold, and relentless attacks from Russian forces. The Russian campaign marked a turning point in Napoleon's fortunes, revealing the limits of his ambition and the vulnerabilities of his empire. Chapter 10, The Fall of an Emperor, 1815. After a brief return to power during the 100 Days in 1815, Napoleon faced his final defeat at the Battle of Waterloo on June 18. The combined British and Prussian forces, led by the Duke of Wellington and Gebhard Leberecht von Blücher, decisively defeated Napoleon's army. This loss marked the end of his rule and the collapse of his empire. Exiled to the remote island of St. Helena, Napoleon spent his final years reflecting on his legacy and writing his memoirs. He died on May 5, 1821, far from the power and glory he once commanded. Despite his fall, Napoleon's impact on history remained profound, shaping the political landscape of Europe for generations.